Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. So welcome everybody. Lovely to see you all today. I hope you're all keeping well. So today's show, we're going to be looking at the market manipulation that's going on and seeing what the tarot cards and the oracle cards have to say about it. It's going to be quite interesting because there's a lot of things happening right now. But before we begin, don't forget to give it a thumbs up at the bottom, everybody. And also as well, if you do like the channel, then do hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and it really does mean a lot to us as well. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, and as I say, it's very much appreciated. So in today's show, we're covering a lot of different things. We're looking at the thing that's going on right now as well. As we say, also all readings are for entertainment purposes only, as we understand that too. But yeah, it's lovely to see everyone watching, and we're looking at the market manipulation. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on, and the market's been going up and down, and tariffs have been paused and then beginning again, and there's lots of things going on, which makes it all very unpredictable, and obviously share prices have dipped and gone up and high and everything like that. And even recently, I've been making some notes with the help of my beautiful husband as well, Francesca. I know that recently, what is the D? What's the D? So the Republican, the Democratic Republic. That's right. Democratic Republican Stephen Horsford has recently humiliated Felon 45. Felon 45's trade representative testifying on Felon 45's tariffs. That was quite an eye-opening video to see. And what we have to remember is that this whole problem of the tariffs has really been created out of nothing. You know, they can solve it simply by dropping the tariffs. You know, this really is a problem that shouldn't be there in the first place. But what it is creating, though, is we must remember that these dips in these tariffs and everything is creating these insider trading opportunities, and I'm not quite sure how legal that would be. The insider trading, particularly when I know that Felon 45 has also been recently tweeting some things about now is a good time to sell and things like this. Now's a good time to buy, sorry, and he's been tweeting various things like this that is questionable, but there's many things that are questionable about Felon 45, which is mainly why I refer to him as a felon, which is the first huge thing, you know. But let's just see what the cards have to say about the market manipulation, you know, really what is going on with that, and what is going on, and what do the cards say about this situation. They may also give us a nod to where it's going to be developing into, where it's going to lead. It's a big issue, and it's something that's interesting for the tarot and oracle cards to give us an insight on. Don't forget, everybody, this is your channel too, so by all means leave your comments, and also leave any questions too you want me to look at during these shows and everything. And if I cannot all manage to look at them, then I will. We do appreciate this is your, you know, this show is your show, my lovely audience, and yeah, it's just the beauty of tarot and oracle cards that can give us these insights into these things going on in the world, which is the main purpose of this channel, to give us them insights into the things going on in this world, you know, because there's a lot of crazy going on in the world right now. There's a lot of crazy. And so let's, I'm using the Cosmic Tarot, by the way, everybody. And I do read reversed cards as well. and just shuffling them up and twisting them around, and so yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting with what I say. I've decided what I'm going to do with these. I'm actually going to pull 8 cards out, okay? Because I feel like I really want to get to know what's going on, because it's quite a complex situation, I feel. Because I feel there's a lot of almost hidden depths with this situation. There's a lot that people aren't saying. And hello, Francesca, my beautiful husband, watching. It feels like there's a lot of things being unsaid, if you like, with this situation. And this is where the beauty of tarot can maybe open things out a little bit. So let's just see. I've also posed a question. I'm going to be posing questions. So the first question I want to ask the tarot is, what is going on with the markets? So what is actually going on here? And then my second question that I've got ready to ask is Felon 45 manipulating the market? I'm sure you are shouting at the screen with some answers already, but let's just see what the cards have to say. As I say, I'm just shuffling the cards. So I'll just put the question down a bit while we select the cards. I'm just shuffling them here. I'm not an expert card shuffler. I just, you don't have to be when you do readings, though. It's all about the reading and the intuition and following that. So let's see then. So let's. Okay, so giving them a good old shuffle, everybody. Seeing what comes up. Oh, we've already had one card fall out. That was the 5 of Cups that just fell out there. Everyone, that was the right way up. It fell out too. Okay, so let's begin. So I've got the cards ready. Let's just move this down so you can see. So already this was the one that just came out. So I'm going to draw that card there. That card. That card. That card. And that card. Okay, so we got 8. So we can see the cards there. So don't forget, you'll be seeing them the opposite way around. Don't forget on the screen there. Okay, so let's move back up. So I'll move through the cards. And the reason why I was just drawn to get 8 cards out. And the reason why I'm drawn to get 8 cards out is so it can just give us a lot of depth on it. Okay, so I'm actually gonna move from this side over here and along this way. Okay, starting in this row and then there, that. Okay, is that makes sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, so the first card then, the 5 of Cups. So what's going on with the market? So first of all, 5 of Cups, I think this is actually to do with these cups were full. And I think the first thing I need to say that's coming out with this is that people have lost a lot of things. Almost a lot of love has been lost with it over the government, I feel, as well, over the party with this as well. And now I'm not talking about the little group of billionaires here. I'm talking about the general party. You could say even a lot of the MAGA supporters and things like that that were hoping to rely on different things like that. Everything's just been tipped away, you know. So there's not a lot of love. Never mind there's not a lot of love going on at the moment. There's a lot of empty glasses of disappointment, I feel. And you can see that woman looking very disappointed, you know. I don't know why I'm really drawn to say this as well, but I feel that I want to wrap a blanket around me. I'm really drawn to that blanket around her shoulders as well. So I feel like there must be a lot of people finding things hard. And because that's almost when you wrap a blanket around yourself, you take care of yourself, you're not feeling great. I think there's a lot of people not feeling great about this. This is not right, you know. There's a lot of darkness at the moment. It's a very dark card, okay. And there's a lot of love lost here. And I feel like that the wine or whatever was in those cups has gone all over the table. It's created a right mess. And I feel that signifies the mess that this is creating around the world here. this isn't just American stocks. The stock market has an influence on the whole world, don't forget. So I feel, because don't forget, we are looking at what's going on with the markets. Okay, so it's how it fits into the world picture too, don't forget. So I feel that that wine has spilled all over the table, stained the whole table, created a right mess. This is going to take years. The effects of this, I think, are going to be long term, it's going to be a long-term thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave that card. The next card is the upside down emperor. This is quite a telling card. I think this is felon 45 actually. And the reason why I say that is that this person, if you look at it the right way, you can tell what the image is a bit easier. So you can see that this person really thinks they're it. They're quite blingy. They like to think that they're the person and all that. There's even a tower behind that person that could represent Trump Tower, so as I say, I feel this is representative of felon 45. Now the significance here is the fact that this is upside down. So this tells me that actually things are falling apart. Actually, I feel that almost like the emperor with no clothes, I feel like he's saying things, but what he's saying is just completely empty, completely mindless. There's really nothing there, it's completely, it's like turning things on the head. It's like almost saying the opposite of what is actually going on, I feel, with this. So there must be something to do with him. So whatever he's saying is completely contradictory to what is actually going on, I feel, so a lot of contradiction going on coming from his mouth, lots of contradiction. Also contradiction could be lies as well, obviously, just contradiction after contradiction. I feel he's trying to distract people with money though as well. There's a lot of distraction going on because I'm just aware of his coat there, seeming really golden and seeming really like bright and like look at me, blingy, blingy, blingy. But I don't feel it's working. I think people are starting to see through this, and almost like every move now is affecting things on a bigger scale. And the bigger these things get, the less hard it is to ignore it, and so, yeah, contradiction, almost like, just almost like the very fact a president should be a leader, but this president is not a leader at all. It's just a contradiction. Everything is a contradiction about felon 45. I just need to leave it at that, really, I think. So, well, that's only the first two cards. The Prince of Cups, then. By the way, I use the Cosmic Tower if anyone's interested. I just love the detail on it. So the Prince of Cups. Again, we're getting cups quite a lot in this reading, but I think this is a reason why we're getting cups is to do just a lack of love going on right now. It's upside down again, you notice. So again, I feel we're moving on now. This is the second row of cards that we're into, and it's even darker now. It's got very dark, and so I feel that I think things are going to dip lower with this. It feels like we're going to go on a dip again. It feels like a roller coaster. It really does. And I think there's a reason why that. I think the darkness here though isn't just to do with the actual dip of the market. I think it's to do with the intention behind these dips and why these dips are coming about. I think there's this insider trading is really something I feel that needs to be investigated, and I think they might well start to be doing this, but it feels like this just needs to be investigated. There is something not right with it. There's something quite dark about it. There's something that someone is hiding, and at first they certainly do not have the intention of love and light. It's the very opposite. There's the intention of selfishness, of me, 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 me. I think we know who we're talking about with that. Without even putting a name to it, felon 45, I think we're talking about he could only see as far as himself, and I think that's what this card is about here, that dip, So the next one is the Ace of Wands, again upside down, and And I think this is really significant again. Now, the ones, usually this card is a very, very positive card, stepping into your light, showing who, you know, being yourself and being you, shining your light for who you are. But I suppose when you look at the reverse of the meaning of that, well, the reverse is being the entirely opposite of who you are, and back to contradiction again, being exactly the opposite to who you're portraying. So though the words coming out of your mouth is we're never doing better, we couldn't be doing better than we are. In actual fact, we couldn't be doing worse than we are. That's the truth. And the ironic thing is that we got the receipts. The receipts are simply in the markets themselves. You know, you can't, when you have a dip like we've had, that can't be ignored. It is what it is. You know, you can't say it's not there because it is, you know. And this is what this card is all about, not being yourself. And again, we have to come to, again, felon 45 with this, not simply being this walking contradiction, or this walking lie, you know, this walking puppet, actually, I need to say, which is interesting. I think this is a connection to, I don't think he's actually the president, and I don't think it's him that's calling the shots even. I would, it's interesting. I just need to say that it feels like he's not, everything what he's trying to portray, I feel is almost like a lie there in that sense, you know, like a contradiction, you know. So it'd been, manipulation, not being himself, you know, and he's certainly not shining his light. I think he's holding somebody else's light, you know. You know, and I think the reason why you can hold someone's light is that if you have no morals and if you have no conscience, then you can hold somebody else's light. You know, I think that's all to do with a lack of morals and conscience and everything like that. Okay, which takes us nice and swiftly to the results of some of these actions. So this is the Ace of Swords, and this comes straight after. Interesting, I was talking about the light of this card. So this could be the light around the sword, could be representative of this upside down light, holding this light of contradiction, actually, of not being yourself, of being false and a lie, being a walking, talking lie, you know. And that represents the light behind the sword, but the sword represents the hurt. So what's going on with the market manipulation is creating so much hurt to so many people on so many levels. The thing is, I think people are quite distanced from the markets in a way, because we see it as these stock traders doing their thing, and they do this thing in a building and it happens like that. But actually, what that then changes is that then changes the rates, the interest rates and things like that. The market values of things go up and down, and yeah, that's right. It creates uncertainty within the market, but that then creates uncertainty within where you live, because the market is where everything is bought and sold and everything, and it's all those things that you buy in your everyday life. The prices of those things are affected by the market. So when you have a market that's going up and down like this, then it's creating a lot of hurt. Interestingly enough, though, this sword goes to 1 point there, and it feels like there are many people, many. It's not like a minion, don't I? But many people being hurt by this. But there's a good handful of people that are really doing well out of this. I think that's what we have to remember here. There's definitely a handful of people that are holding this sword, but there's only enough space for 5 or 6. Well, there shouldn't be. You can have enough space for everyone to hold it, you know, but the current place where we are, I only see like a group of people, I think we all know who they are, holding this sword, you know, just doing perfectly fine out of it. In fact, profiting out of it, you know, and just really with any lack of compassion or anything for anyone else, you know. So there's a great amount of hurt being wielded by this sword by the very few. And so, yeah, this is what this is all about. We mustn't ignore this hurt that is being wielded by this sword. And this is why it's important for people to speak up and have their voices heard. In a society, in a civilized society, we have to remember that things like this are not acceptable. We have to remember that it's important that we live in a civilized society. And so this is why it's important for people's voices to be heard, and I'm pleased to see the voices people are using their voices, and the more energy we have of that, the better. It's really important that we use our voices and we're heard, because yeah,
the Ace of Swords.
Yeah.
Will that also symbolize the fact that there may be going to be investigated?
Well, we'll see what the more cards say, because it may say about that investigation as we go on, actually, because I think there are some interesting cards we've got here, Now, interesting enough, I feel, interestingly, it's really interesting, I was drawn to start talking about people's voices being important, because the next card is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's this card that I feel represents like the people. You see, this could be seen as a dictatorship, a sword held by one person, but the Ace of Pentacles could be seen as a democracy. It's a circle with 5 points on it that represents the different elements, and that those elements could be seen as diversity. Okay, so in a democracy, it's diverse. By the very nature of our life, we are diverse. Okay, and so this, to me, is interestingly is underneath the sword. So it's almost like the way we're going to beat this hurt that's been wielded is through our voices being heard, is through the bedrock of people from the ground up. It's important people from the ground up start to shine their lights out, start to speak out and go, no, this isn't acceptable. This is what this card's about. It's a beautiful, very powerful card. Now, the light of this also comes from the elemental. A pentacle is a Wiccan thing. Okay, now a lot of people have over in the past connected this to the devil with a misunderstanding. It is used in satanic practices the other way around, but you must remember this is actually a pentacle, and that is in a Wiccan thing, and it links to the earth, basically, in the elements of the earth. It's a beautiful thing. It's our connection to that, and I think this is where the power actually lies, is in the people. Okay, people are the salt of the earth, and that's represented by this card. Okay, and that light has to shine brighter than ever. I think that's really, really important. Okay, now one way we can do this is, Francesco was just talking about earlier about the investigations. Now I feel this card is an investigation card. Now this card is very much a teaching card often. So you can see there's a man there teaching in front of a girl that looks like a teacher almost, you see. Interestingly, pentacles are also in this card. Okay, we have to recognize that. But this card was upside down. So I feel almost like the reason why we don't need to be taught anything is we already know where we will end up in a dictatorship. We already know what playbook they're following. Okay, they're very unimaginative. We have to remember not the Democrats, the Republicans. Okay, they're very unimaginative. If you notice, most moves they've ever done have been done by someone else. Okay, and so what this is that this is the people coming together there in the pentacles, and we already know the book. So we're not going to repeat history in that sense, and it's really important that and so in following this line of we know what this needs investigating, basically. We can't let these be distracted by these things. It's important that the things are being investigated that's going on, and yeah, not be schooled by them. We need to school them. That's what that is. Okay. And also, interestingly enough, the last card that I've got is a 4 of Swords, interestingly enough. Now, what this is to me is that this is about, like, the 4 of Swords is usually that way. That's usually people looking at their hurt. Okay. They're observing the hurt on the rug, going, look at that sword, look at that one. But when it's upside down, to me, this is very much a more doing card of, like, don't look at it, do something about it. You know, you've seen things happening. Interestingly enough, that rug has also got angles going downwards on it. Can you see that line going downwards on it? It looks like, you know, there's even a number 4 there I can see. I've never, you know, but it looks like a graph going downwards to me, you know. And to me, what this is that this is, and it even looks downwards on the other way up too. To me, this is very much about, we can see what's going on. We need to do something about it. This is, let's stop this hurt and let's do something about it. Let's get it investigated. Let's see what's going on. You know, let's. It's not acceptable. Also, I need to give you the floor that this rug is on. The rug is on a very harsh floor, and to me, that rug is definitely representing the harshness that they're putting people through at the moment. There is a lot of suffering going on right at the moment. People are genuinely finding it really tough because they're afraid of losing their money. They're afraid of losing support services for themselves, like almost like the community is going to be torn apart in front of their eyes. And I think people are finding it really tough and hard. And it's okay to be finding it tough and hard. It is not easy. I think what's important though is now is the time to come together with people, and it's collectively. We have to remember there are far more people in the whole of the country than there are people at the top here trying to control things, you know. And it's taking back that power. We must remember that we always, going back to shining our light, it's important that we step into our lights right now and shine our light and stand up for acceptability within our society, and do not stand for unacceptable behavior that is simply not acceptable, you know. It's always important to stand up for good values, and this time now is more important than ever to be doing this, you know. So just to show you the cards again, that's where the cards were, everybody. So that kind of brings me to the end of this reading, but I do hope you've enjoyed the reading, everybody. Don't forget to leave your comments, give me a thumbs up, and if you have enjoyed the video and you do enjoy the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It does really, really mean a lot. Hold on a minute though, have I got another question to do? I've only done one question.
Also, before you the second question,
Yeah.
Instead of this card, that the market is being manipulated or not?
That's a good question. So does yes, it does show that the markets are looking like they're being manipulated, most definitely. And the point where that comes out in is the Emperor really saying the opposite to what's going on. And also the Prince of Cups also being the other way up, you know. It's those, and also that one. So yes, it really does, to me, it does show that manipulation, it does, the cards show, I feel something is going on. So I would urge investigations to start happening, is what I would urge from this this spread. And I hope those investigations bring the truth of what's going on, because it feels like the person, Felon 45, is really not being truthful about anything at the moment. And truth is actually where the strength lies here. Truth is our friend here, because it's MAGA's enemy, basically, you know. And truth is, to be truthful is to be good, you know. If you revel in dishonesty, then anyway, let's move on from that. So I can't believe I've only just done one question. Right, we're going to move on. I hope that answered that question. We're going to move on to the second question now. Is Felon 45 manipulating the market? Now, obviously, we know from the first cards that the cards are saying that something is going on. Investigations need to happen. is what that's saying. So
you just done that.
yeah, I suppose, yeah, I have kind of answered that question, yeah. But let's draw an Oracle of the Light card out for that question. Okay, these are the deck of cards that me and Francesco designed, and they are available. Beautiful, beautiful cards. So let's just see what card comes out for this question too. Is Felon 45? Because it does seem ironic where it just doesn't seem to be making sense with Felon 45, how he sets these tariffs up and then he suddenly decides to pause it. And so why have you paused it? And his answer isn't seeming to make real sense in my book anyway. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm a very logical person, I am. And yeah, there doesn't seem much logic to Felon 45. Yeah, he just put them up and then he pauses them. So yeah, it's very questionable. Anyway, hopefully there'll be some investigations. And don't forget, you can voice to your senates and things like that. You can get in touch with them and tell them to investigate this, write to them, email them, request town halls, request until the cows come home. And I know they don't want to do with them, but that's their problem, not yours. This isn't your problem. So in the sense of you've not caused it, you want answers, so let's get those answers, the more pressure you put on them, the better in that sense. And then this is where the people can use their power in that sense, So let's have a look at what Oracle of the Light card comes out then for this question. Is Felon 45 manipulating the market? I'll move the card down. I'll just take that off just so we can see. So this is I'm going to take it from the top here. Wow. So the nectar of life. Wow, interestingly, upside down as well. So the nectar of life. So again, interesting enough, this is really similar to the tarot card reading that came out with the empty cups coming out, So also the fact that it's upside down is really significant. So with life, again, the whole beauty of life is that beauty and honesty with it all. But the fact it was upside down, saying that there's really no life to be had there, there's no, so all morals and values have been thrown out the window. Anything that you feel is important in life has been disregarded, has been poured away, and also it's important to reference the mountains in the background of this card, and that represents people's difficulties and struggling. Also, it could also represent the actual market lines going on, the share lines going on, which is quite interesting, and interestingly, you can see over here on the card, it does actually dip down there when you look at it, really quite interesting, and also leads to one point. It leads to one culprit, this card. You can see it leads to one culprit, which is obviously, I think that's pointing to Felon 45, But I think there's more people than just him involved here. I think there is other people. I would definitely need to say a few people are drinking out of this cup, A few people are pouring out this cup, A few people are enriching themselves from this cup and not letting anyone else hold it, Yeah. Also, interestingly, it just connects to the zodiac sign Aquarius. So I don't know whether there's a connection to Aquarius in this. I'm not a zodiac expert in that sense. Francesco's more an expert than me. But yeah, really quite interesting over that. Yeah. So that is the Oracle of the Light card there. I'll just show you there. So listen, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I say, if you do enjoy the video, sorry, I just answered that question with the Oracle of the Light card. Shall I answer it with some tarot cards? First one was what's going on with the markets, and the second one was is Felon 45 manipulating it, and I just got that card for that. But I have to get some cards out for it as well. Yeah. Right. So listen, I'm going to leave it at that point because we are going to do lots of other lives. So do keep an eye out for the channel. We're going to be doing lots more videos and everything like that. If you do like the video, do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you are enjoying the channel too, don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. And it really does mean a lot to me as well. It really does. So thank you with lots of love and light. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you all really, really soon. Take care, everybody. With lots of love and light from the All Colour the Light channel. See you later, everybody.